Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. This video is going to be a review and demo of Charlotte Tilbury's Beauty Light Wand High Blush in the shade Peachgasm. So I love this. This is my new fave. So watch me do my makeup and use it and give a quick review about how I use it and why I love it. Alright, so let's jump into it. So I did already do my eyes off camera. Shout out to Auntie Pat and the browser L'Oreal with Pat McGrath Concealer. So before we get into the highlighter, I am going to use Flawless Filter just to try to even up my skin tone a little bit. In general, over here I have like my makeup stuff, so I'm going to be reaching over here to grab stuff. In general, I first saw Charlotte Tilbury probably back in 2017 when I had went to the UK for vacation. And I went to Harrods department store, which is like a big department store in London. And a lot of the brands I was familiar with at the time. Illamasqua was like a big thing. And then I feel like Charlotte Tilbury was the brand that it stood out to me kind of for a bad reason. They had a huge display that mainly only had white people. And one thing that I observed when I was visiting London was that although the British monarchy has colonized places all over the world, when it comes to their beauty marketing, they're very much so don't feature the full diaspora of the ethnicities and what people look like in the advertising. So yeah, so I definitely, that's what I remember from Charlotte Tilbury, this huge display with only, I mean, I guess one was like a redhead looking white woman, but the rest of them were just white women. And I was like, no Indian people, no black people, just like, this is very interesting considering that it's 2017. But, you know, some brands, it took them longer to come along. So I feel like that was a part of the reason why I didn't hop on the Charlotte Tilbury bandwagon. But then I tried this product. Well, no, first I tried the Pillow Talk lip liner and lipstick. I have a video on that. Hated both. And then I was like, okay, well, this thing everybody said was a phenomenal foundation and it was amazing. So then I got it and I liked it. So then I was like, okay, maybe I need to give the brand more of a little chance than I thought. So as you can see, kind of covered my discoloration a little, and I'm gonna stick with that. So I'm actually gonna also come on my nose. Okay. So I decided I wanted to try more from her brand because there were different things that people were raving about from the brand, so I wanted to try it. So I am going to, before I know I say I'm gonna show the product, before I do that, I am going to, actually no, I'm gonna start with the product and then keep going. So this is the box over here, Peachgasm. So it has a little peach in the back. I wanted the gold one, but for some reason they were all sold out. Here, I'll show you guys the applicator. It's messy because I've been using it, but this thing does not stay clean at all. It's a little sponge applicator, and one turn and squeeze releases so much product that when I'm showing it to you in this video, I'm actually not even technically going to open it. In order to open it, you're supposed to turn this section, squeeze it, and then apply, but there's so much leftover product from every squeeze that I probably only squeeze it every 5 or 6 times I use it, because so much product ends up being left behind in the sponge and I just don't want it to be wasted. So one design flaw of this is the sponge. I would say the sponge kind of sucks, and if this was just like a little tip, a plastic tip similar to the Ease Light drops, I think it would be so much better. But I'm showing you guys how I do it as like a cheek blush and highlight at the same time. So this is my makeup, so I do put it directly on my face. And then I'm going to take, I have a brush over here. This is an ELF mineral powder brush, and then I'm just gonna blend it from the cheek and then going up, similar to what you would do with highlighter. And to me, this is perfect because it is a blush and a highlighter all in once, because I do have the shade Peachgasm, and this is the blush, what do they call it, high blush. So put a little extra dot up there, but it's super cute because, like I said, you get that peachiness for a cheeky color, but then you also get sus with it, without with it, without. So you can see, I mean, my face is oily anyway, so I kind of do already have that highlight, but you can see kind of that peachy shimmer. And we're gonna put a little bit more to build it up. So I would definitely say layer this product, because if you, once you put too much, you cannot take it back. And I mean, who knows, that may be a good thing, but for me, less is more. So there we go. Super shiny. And I love that it gives kind of that peachy reflectiveness. You see the light reflecting off of it. I'll get a little closer so you can see all that peachy goodness compared to this side. It's just greasy. Let's go in on the other side. I really think it's a beautiful product. It's really lightweight and easy to use. I do think because I have a neutral skin tone that can go from red to gold, that the golden colors probably would have been more suitable for me. But this looks really, you can see I'm getting a little bit of the pinkish cheek look now that I probably didn't have when I first started. But it's not as opaque as like for somebody who is probably of a lighter complexion. But in real life, it's like a really cute peachy flush, and I like it. I like it. So there you go. So that's the first way I use it, is for the actual highlight. Now I'm gonna come in and do my contour, and then come back again to use it as like a defining for the highlight. So for my contour, I'm using the LYS contour, No Limits contour in the shade Strength. It's a really super chocolatey, delicious contour. I love it. But back to Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. So super lightweight, easy to use, easy to blend. I do think for some people with oily skin, it might be too much. Like, I don't want to say that people with oily skin are conditioned to not like their skin, but there's definitely a school of thought that's like nothing moisturizing or oily should be on your face at all because you have oily skin. But the thing is, the products that have that emollient oil and the cream in it, for me with my sweaty face, they last longer and they fare well, especially with taking my mask on and off, just being sweaty in the summertime. And I feel that you know, that those things just last longer when it's the highlight blush of it all. So we did that lower contour. Now I'm gonna move into this one, which looks a little muddy, crazy on screen, but I promise you I'm gonna fix her up and she's gonna be better. This is a very dark contour, but as you can see, it's definitely making that blush, peach blush, pop more. This point is when I would go in with my fingers and contour it out. So I will be right back after I do that. Alright, so I'm back after I did the finger contour, and I'm pretty sure you guys are like, what finger contour? What are you talking about? Now that I have a paper towel, I can show you guys. So basically with my contour, I feel like it's a little harsh. I blend it out with my thumb like this. It's kind of hard for me to talk and do that at the same time. But just really blending it and melding it into my skin with the heat of my hand. And then of course, you know, some product does come off on my hand, so then I do need paper towel to wipe my thumb off. Same thing with this side. Oh, my nail. Just come in and try to get that contour a little more blended. Unfortunately, yes, brushes and stuff could take you to a certain point, but you definitely just need the heat of your hand also at a certain point. So a lot more blended and natural looking. Definitely not 100% natural, that's not my judge, but looks more natural than it did before. So next, what I do is the reverse highlight with set concealer. So for this, I am going to use my hand first, the back of my hand, as like a palette, and then because I just don't want it to be too much product. So mind you, all this product on my hand. I haven't even squeezed this thing once. So I would say the sponge applicator is probably the worst thing about this. But what I'm gonna do is go into my hand, get a little of it, and then do the reverse contour, like the highlight just down here, coming below my highlight with the peach shade. And then it kind of makes that contour stand out a little more because I have highlight down here. I want to make sure I blend it with this highlight so it's not harsh looking. So I do use a lot less product down here because see how up here it's like glittery and reflective. I don't want it to do that down here. So that's why I go to the back of my hand first, using it as a palette. And I totally understand that I'm literally covering my face with highlighter. So this is not going to be a go-to look for most people, especially if you have oily skin. I could see how somebody's like, oh no, 2 sections of highlighter on my face, that's outrageous. But for me, I just think it's like such a natural, pretty look. And that it brings out a lot of shimmer and just beautification-ness down on the lower section of my face. And that little chin highlight. Oh, there we go. So there we go. So that's with the full highlight contour, and then the reverse kind of highlight. Last step, because I am an oily girl, gotta set this thing. So Laura Mercier in Deep Dark, the translucent powder. Shaky, shaky, shaky into the cap. And then all over face brush from Target. This is the holiday collection from last year. And then boom, just a little to bring the shininess down. There we go. And see how I was still able to like powder fluffy set it, but still have the highlight and stuff be there, but now I don't look like egregiously oily. So pretty. It looks natural, it's shimmery, it gives you that little peachiness on your cheek. I love it. I think it's a phenomenal product. I think besides the sponge applicator being crappy, that the main next sticking point is this whole idea of it being $40-something. Charlotte Tilbury stuff is so, like, the glitter and the shine of it is so easily blendable, and it doesn't look like chunks of glitter, that it kind of makes it worth the extra money. There are going to be some like Milani and a few drugstore things that could kind of try and do it, but it won't be exactly the same, but it'll be good enough. So, you know, I think it really depends on your coins and what you want to spend, but I love this thing. I'm going to be getting every shade of it, and I think it is phenomenal. Another thing, has not caused me any acne, and unfortunately some of the other highlighting products that I have been using have been doing that. So again, Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand High Blush in the shade Peachgasm from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this, and it's my new beauty favorite.